Moving on, as the African National Congress marks its 113th anniversary this week, it happens against a backdrop of its weakest electoral performance since the first democratic election in 1994. So we take a look now at the history of the party and its founders. The Ohlange Institute in Inanda in Durban is a school which was founded by John Langalibalele Dube, who was the first President General of the ANC. And it's no ordinary school, but it was a school that was built and managed by black South Africans at a time when it was held that black people could neither develop nor manage institutions of their own. The school was also chosen by President Nelson Mandela as the place where he would cast his first vote in the first racially inclusive elections in South Africa in 1994. We cross now to our reporter Nonhlakanipho Magwaza at the Ohlange Institute. Nonhlakanipho, good morning. So very auspicious place where you're at this morning. Talk to us about what's happening there in these celebrations.
Good morning, Sakina, and to the viewers at home. Yes, as you've said, we are here at Ohlange High School, the school that was established by former ANC President Mr. John Langalibalele Dube. He established this school in advocating for African people to be educated and to stand up for themselves. As you can see behind me, the history. We're standing in front of the John Langalibalele Museum, and you can see the timeline of his movement when he was born, when he joined the ANC, and when he became president of the ANC, right up to the day he passed on. However, we do have his grandson, Mr. Langa Dube, who will be telling us more about his grandfather and the values that he stood for. As we all know that John Langalibalele Dube was an advocate for education. He was an advocate for land reform. However, let's just get Mr. Langa Dube will be telling us more about the school that we're in here, Sakina. We do understand it's Ohlange. Is there meaning behind the name Ohlange?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Yes, there is a meaning. If you look back in history, this area was called Ohlange area, emanating from Ohlange, which is a reed. So there is that interpretation with which our people associated themselves to say these were the origins of the people of the area, inferring it to Ohlange. Eventually, this area then, the name resonated then with the locals and the various communities. This area is still known as Ohlange.
We do understand that your grandfather was a very huge advocate for educating the African child. He believed that it will free the African people if they are educated. Moving fast forward into today, 113 years later of the ANC, do you believe that the ANC still holds those values of educating the African child?
Indeed, I think the ANC has not deviated from those ideals and the values. It's just that, you know, it takes time to get some of the things to be executed with vigor and then to get things moving. Again, coming back to the issue of advocacy for the land reform. Yes, my grandfather was one of those exponents, and not only performing that act of trying to confront the British authorities about the Land Act that was passed way back in 1913. It's still an issue. The issue of land it still needs to be tackled at various levels. In fact, we still need to have a family meeting where we get all black political formations, your black organization, youth formations, even the churches, so that we can map out the strategy and map out the agenda to say, what are we doing way back from 1913 with the issues of the Land Act? You know, the laws are complicated on its own, but those things need to be simplified so that the land can be given back to the people. And indeed, JL even he took up with his team, Abu Mapike and Abu Rabusana, the team that was assembled by the ANC to go and complain to the Queen, because we were still under the British rule. So they had to go and knock those doors, and negotiate to say when are people going to have their land back. So those are some of the issues that the ANC still needs to navigate and move with speed towards, changing the land status quo.
Another thing that he was very how can I put this? He advocated, yes, besides education, he wanted African unity, he wanted the African liberation. Moving forward to the present day, do you believe that his values have changed? The ANC is still upholding those values?
Yes, indeed. The ANC has not deviated, from upholding on those values. It's just that there's quite a number of issues that are quite pertinent that our people and including our government that is faced with. It's a matter of having to take a different, to revisit, to say, let us move with speed towards implementing the changes that our people are crying out for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was the grandson of former ANC President John Langalibalele Dube, saying that the ANC needs to revise its policies and to come back to the people in order to revive the ANC. Back to you in studio, Sakina.
Thanks so much, Nonhlakanipho Magwaza out in KZN for us.